Hey, how you doing, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of God Concept. I'm your host, Mr. Pagan. How you guys doing today? Welcome back. It's a lot to talk about this episode of God Concept. For one, I want to talk about killing of the flower moon. Killing of the flower moon. Hold on one second. Hold on. I want to actually, get everything lined up. Because I done watched the movie a couple times, and they got a lot of, messages in it. Yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon, right? The movie is 3 hours, 26 minutes long. The movie is full of, things that hits home for me personally, and a lot of things that hit home for a lot of you, but I don't know if y'all see it or not, but, it's going on today in today's society, and, this is what I've been speaking about the whole time. You know what I mean? Before the movie even came out, this is what I've been speaking about the whole time. You know what I mean? And it basically, the little detail for the movie is when oil was discovered in 1920s Oklahoma under Osage Nation land, the Osage people are murdered one by one until the FBI steps in to unravel the mystery. Right? And that's the whole thing. It got a great cast too. I found out that the girl, the main character, the woman who plays Henry's wife, the main lady who actually kind of beat diabetes and was able to bring her accusers to justice, the people that was doing her wrong to justice. She's Robin Williams' daughter. I forget her name. Zelda Williams. So yeah, that's some interesting little information that I found out. Marcus he pulled it up while we was watching this joint a little bit, and yeah, man, great cast. Got Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio, a lot of other great actors and things like that. For what the movie was, it was a great movie. It was a great depiction, and things like that. I mean, not for the horrors that was going on, but it was good because it got to shine a different type of truth on a genocide that was going on. Because you got to see it. There's a broader point of view here. Everybody got a different perspective on everything, right? So you got some filmmakers, they'll give you a point of view and show you what went down, in that period of time from a different point of view and a different angle. This is a totally different angle, for a lot of people. For a lot of us who actually, realize that we live in this. A lot of us are realizing this now, you know what I mean, with the advent of this movie coming out. You know what I mean? And now, you get to see that a lot of people aren't really just crazy. A lot of people aren't crazy. You know what I mean? A lot of people are really going through this in today's society. You know what I mean? And they pull these stunts on us. And I don't have to talk about who, what, why, when, where, how, but all these things come to mind. You know what I mean? All these things linger in the air. And it's evident and it's apparent what's going on out here. I'm just pointing it out because, if you really look at the picture, you realize that these organizations, they got people that work against you in your own household. You know what I mean? I've witnessed this. You know what I mean? They got people that'll work against you in your own household. And I mean, I don't know, I don't know. I digress. But this is what they do. This is what they do. You either play along or get rolled over or something, or maybe they'll just do whatever the fuck they want because it's what they think they could do. Certain people been fighting for a long time to get justice. A lot of people been fighting for a long time to get justice and get, some type of relief from from the things that they've experienced in their life, from the things that, you know, that they've experienced firsthand by different, for different reasons, by different entities and organizations, whether you're going there just to conduct business on a daily basis and they treat you in a certain manner, or they give you a certain feeling. You know what I mean? A lot of us understand that we're not even supposed to be dealing with a lot of these government entities and everything. They come in and they regulate over the wealth that is naturally yours. You know, they regulate over wealth that's naturally yours, that's automatically yours. You know, it's one thing to take your sovereignty, right? But what about, okay, once I take my sovereignty, what about the wealth that comes with that? What about what I'm supposed to get? What about my 40 acres and a mule that was stolen, however that happened? You know what I mean? All of us are owed that, at least, right? Especially when you given the depictions that we have right here. You know what I mean? Just like there was an Osage Nation, and there was a Tulsa, Oklahoma, there was a Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. You know, there was a South Carolina, there was a Georgia, there was a Alabama, there was a Florida, there was a Virginia, you know, there was a West Virginia, there was a Baltimore, there was a New York, there was a New Jersey. You know what I mean? All these places, you know, it's like, you know, you got it Texas, you had it Texas, right? All these places, basically, the same thing went down. I mean, these same things went down because when you look at the movie, they basically ran from place to place. You know, a lot of them didn't run. A lot of them stayed, and you know, they you know, fought and, you know, tried to help other nations and tribes. You know, to see there was 25 tribes and to see that they only recognized 5. That's amazing in itself. You know, I don't know. Maybe it was a sellout thing. That's, you know, I have no idea. I have no idea. But at the same time, in the same, you know, in the same action, it's like anytime a person, anytime a nation, anytime a people is done wrong, that wrong should be made right. You know what I mean? Especially when you see it. The jig is up. Game is over. Just like real shit. Give it up. The game is over. Like, you know, you can't really win. Like, okay, you can't win against a nation of people whether you believe they have power or not. Because their power might not be the same power, right, that you possess. But their power may be maybe greater. Maybe greater because the voices are heard. The voices carry. That's why I started doing this podcast thing, because the voices carry. Your voice carry. You know, my thing is, you know, through the whole process of trying to develop this information and gather information and all this stuff, and to be honest with you, I'm burnt out on this topic. You know what I mean? Because there's so many other things in life that I got to discover, that I got to help my children discover, and things like that, where it's like I just want to get past this. You know what I mean? Get past this part and just get back to living for me, for myself, for my children, and things like that. All I ever tried to do is create, and that's what I've been doing as of late. You know, a lot of people don't understand that. You know, the measure of you can't measure the measure of a man is not measured in money. The measure of a man is not measured in wealth or anything like that. Or the measure of a man is not measured by his clothes or his circumstances. The measure of a man is measured by his integrity, by his mental fortitude, by the things that he'll allow himself to go through for truth to come forth. You know what I mean? I'm not technically trained in any type of tactics or anything. I train myself. You know, I watch training carrier academy videos on, you know, on whatever network I can catch them on or whatever. I watch a lot of training things. I learn from life experience, from other people's experiences. Watching these fucking movies and things like that really shows you a lot. It shows you a lot if you're paying attention. If you read between the lines of what they saying, you gotta catch all that shit. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it's a catch-20. Not sometimes. Every time it's a catch-22 to everything they saying and doing. But you gotta catch it. If you don't catch it, it's like, what are you watching it for? It's like you're watching it for no purpose. You know what I mean? No reason. You know what I mean? We got to take this entertainment thing and really flip it. You know what I mean? Because entertainment is what? Amusement. But you got to be mused. From that amusement, you got to have muse. You got to gain muse as well. You know what I mean? From that show that you watching that's a distraction in your life, you got to try to gain some knowledge. You got to try to, you know, pros and cons about this thing. You know what I mean? I'm not watching a movie just for shock value and this and that. I'm watching these things to actually learn something, to retain some type of information, to decode some type of information. You know what I mean? I'm not even going into everything that I decoded in this video, in this movie. But what I realize and what I see is, you know what I mean, is astonishing. And it helped me out a lot in what I'm going through now. You know what I mean? It's just basically me going through the appropriate channels at this point. Or the appropriate channels, me reaching out to the appropriate channels and doing what I gotta do at this point. Because to be honest, this shit should have been over and done with. It's an open and shut joint. You know what I mean? It's like playing a game of I Spy with my little eye. I spy with my little eye. What do I spy with my little eye? I spy that you've been fucking with me, guy. Like, I mean, that's well, like, what do you want me to say? If I know that my city's been fucking with me, right? I want to say this. I still do love my city. I love my city. I love the people in my city. That's why I'm not on no nut shit, right? Because I know that they worked through all of us, and we all, not we all, because I didn't, but I know a lot of us got a vow of secrecy that we take. And I'm not tight about none of that shit. All I'm saying is, once a person see what's going on, don't keep fucking with them. Don't keep making them subject to the games that's being played out here. You know what I mean? Because it's detrimental to that person's health who's going through the situation, and it's detrimental to the public's health. It's a public welfare issue. Because what I'm noticing in this city is they'll allow people to go through these things, through these trials and these tribulations in their life, and they'll purposely put people through these things, right? It's systematic. And they'll watch these people crumble and dissolve and things like this to the brink of them doing what? Heinous things, like that guy on right on Erie Avenue. It was a guy right behind Erie Avenue. The cops had a whole shootout with this guy at his house, right? I think he was on like the second floor or something like that, and he literally had a whole shootout with Philadelphia police, SWAT team, and everything had to come out for this guy. You know what I mean? And this, and you know what the fucked up part about it is? That guy probably, that guy didn't cause that, more than likely. More than likely, it was done, more than likely, he got put in that circumstance to do that by the very people who put people in circumstances to do that. It's all the way around. It's all the way around the board. And it's enough of it. You know what I mean? It needs to stop. And really, I believe this to meet an agenda. Because our government, you know what I mean, our president right now, he want to push this, he's attacking the Second Amendment. So he's attacking anybody who stand for the Second Amendment. You know what I mean? So he want to take gun rights away and your freedom to bear arms and things like that. And what better way to do that than to fuck with people who's exercising their Second Amendment rights. They do this a lot. You know what I mean? They'll let you go. They'll let you keep building. Yeah, pardon me. I tapped the cord or something and it went off. But yeah, the government, they'll let you keep going and they'll let you build, get a collection, make YouTube videos, things like this. And then they'll send an interrupter. They'll send an interrupter into your life or something like that to fuck with you or something. And at that point, you'll just be collateral damage because they'll interrupt your life in a way where they're trying to push you to the brink of something or see who you are and test you in a way. You know what I mean? And at that point, it's all about how you respond to the situation that you're placed in. Whether you're going to think positive, yeah. Whether you're going to think positive or you're going to think negatively about the circumstances or situations that you've been placed in. Because these circumstances and situations aren't merely just things that happen just by chance or by dumb luck or by hope. You know what I mean? These circumstances and situations are thrust upon you. You're thrust into these situations. You know what I mean? Where you're basically forced and watched and monitored and things like that. I mean, what is it? What do you do with that? What do you do with this information now that you know it? It's like basically becoming a whistleblower. You kind of gotta become a whistleblower at that point because okay. If you don't, you'll just continue to let anybody else who's not a part of that system, who's not a part of that team, go down with the ship. You know what I mean? Like, if that's part of the game, I don't want to play it. If I gotta sit behind and watch somebody's life crumble, you know what I mean? For what? The city's game? For somebody to take to take so they could absorb, so the city could absorb what they've taken. You know what I mean? It's a horrible system that's in place. And many of us don't see it, but they're showing it. It's so blatant now. It's like out in the open. So really, what's going on? You know what I mean? It's 2024. I mean, what are they really telling us? When they can manipulate people in the eye of the public, they can manipulate people and do what they want in the eye of the public, and have the public respond to it in a way where it's almost accepted. Not almost accept, it's accepted. It's not even frowned upon. It's almost celebrated. I mean, come on. You know, friends like that, who needs enemies, right? You know, I still got hope in people, you know what I mean? And people, and you know, and people trying to do the right thing, and people moving in the right way, people moving in one accord. You know what I mean? That's really all it takes, right? But when you got these same people that's tied to this system that's really dicking everybody, it's like, what can you do? You can't trust those people. You know, every great person or great movement dealt with it. You got infiltrators, people that will try to get in with you just because they want to infiltrate and try to take back something for their team. This is what happened. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers, the whole world, Earth, Wind, and Fire said it best. They got a song called Masquerade. You know what I mean? The song go, the whole world is a masquerade. Everybody wears another face. The whole world is a masquerade. That's because you got people that'll literally be born somewhere, right? They'll be born in the state, right? They'll fuck over everybody in their state, right? They'll fuck over as many people and do all types of crazy shit in their state, right? This is back in the day when they could do that type of shit. They'll go fuck up a state. They'll tear ass in that state. Then they'll run to a whole nother state, adapt a whole different identity, become a whole different person, a different persona. You know, this some biblical shit. It's straight out the book of the Bible, right? Saul became who? Paul, right? They'll go somewhere else, and they'll pretend to be a good person, and they'll do this and that. And then after a while, you know what I mean? They'll eventually keep doing the same shit. You know what I mean? Because, you know, a zebra can't change its stripes. You know, once in a while, they could jump in the mud. They could change their color a little bit, but they can't change their stripes. You know, that's how they identify it. By the differentiation of the stripes. That's how they know each other. So yeah, they might come in different colors, hues, and things like that, but they can't change these stripes. And that's what they do. They'll go somewhere else and they'll just, you know, they'll use past experience to become a better manipulator in their new endeavors, in a new place, in a new time. This is what we're susceptible to. Because they're in line with people and organizations that allow them to do these things. And it's not a bad thing when it's done for the good, right? When it's an organization that's promoting positivity, that's trying to get, you know, good messages out there. You know what I mean? When they're promoting, you know, artists and people like that, like, you know, this place, the platform, you know what I mean? The Lenny with jazz nights and things like that, IPAM, you know what I mean? But when you got big organizations, when you got big corporations who's buying and selling people, property, things like that on a daily basis, even people who don't want to be bought and sold on a daily basis, you know, that's what's going on. You know, down to the point, you know, watch the movie. Should you get it? They whacking motherfuckers. Seriously. Shit crazy. They been whacking motherfuckers. The crazy part about it is they still doing it. They'll use your own family to do it. You know what I mean? They'll use your friends, everybody. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at with it. You know what I mean? You can't really be on some trust shit. You know what I mean? Once all this shit happened, it's like, damn, who do I really know? Who do I really know at this point? You know? Ain't a bad thing. It gives you a different point of view. It gives you a different perspective. It just show you that you got to move differently. You definitely always got to cross your T's and dot your I's and stay on your P's and Q's, because the ones closest to you be the ones that take you down every time. You know, I'm still waiting for my situation to come to head because I'm dealing with something crazy right now. But I'm optimistic. I'm staying positive. You know, my mental fortitude is definitely intact. And I'm just waiting for, you know, whatever to be done, so that way I could just, you know, move on with my life, you know, in a very different way. In a very different way from now on, for the rest of my life, you know, for the rest of this, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that. I just wanted to give my, you know, these are some of the things that I thought about when I was watching that movie, because it was so deep, so intricate. You know what I mean? If you watch it, it's a long ass fucking movie. It's 3 hours and 30 minutes long. So if you sit down and watch this fucking movie, it's like, all right, you're gonna have to watch it again. You're gonna want to watch it again. You know what I mean? It's one of them Jones. You know what I mean? It's definitely a great film. It told the truth about a lot of things. It showed you why a lot of people won't really, you know, stand up and say, hey, I know what's going on, and I'm tired of it myself. Because you seen the boy in that joint in the joint getting his ass whooped with the paddle. You know what I mean? Like, come on. They sitting up there doing all types of shit. I know they do way worse shit than that. But come on, you see how they get down. So, you reach out to people, you reach out to other organizations who probably could help you with these type of things, and they still don't. They still don't do it. They still don't do what they supposed to do. So that goes to show you, like, all this shit is corrupt, man. It is what it is. You know what I mean? When you look at the beginning of the movie, he told you in the beginning, you're going to learn a new language, all this shit. You're going to learn from the white man and all this other shit. And he said that shit because it's true. It's real shit. It's like once this whole new system came into place, it's done. It's done and it's there. That's where it's at now. We're here. We're trying to get back there, though. We're trying to get back what was taken, what's continuously taken. Especially, given the gravity of the times, the day, age, all that we're seeing and things like that, let's just put it like this. I look forward to seeing what the future holds for all of this, for the system in general, for the system in general, for the system that's in place in general, and see what type of changes happen. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm about to end this episode, man. Check out that John Waterfalls, too. I'm trying to get some more music out here soon. But yeah, this has been an episode of God Concept. I'll be your host, Mr. Pagan. Yeah, talk to y'all another time. Peace.